guys, welcome to the week that was. It's Sunday the 5th of January.
I like that you had to check that again.
I always have to check. Every day is the same to me. I do work 7 days a week. I think Tani will verify, everybody will verify. So every day is like, I don't know.
Yeah. And the fact that it's already into January, it's blowing my mind how quickly that's already going.
I know. I said to Tani, did I share the video of the guys on Christmas Day opening their toys? And Tani said, Dee, Christmas was like nearly 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, which I don't think she did. So if we've got it, we'll attach it to this one just in case.
Yeah. Look, it's been pretty quiet here. And that's mainly because we did put a stop on intake. Only because we've had Brioni on holidays for a month, and everyone was quite burnt out by the end of the year. And I mean, I'm no different. I'm tired. I'm exhausted, and so I just wanted my guys to have some breathing space and just, you know, if they wanted to finish work early, the guys that are on the 6 to 10 shift, if they wanted to go home early, if they've got through everything, then they could go home. And that's what some of them have been doing, because, you know, it's been so full on for so long that we just thought, you know what, we need time to ourselves. So we did put a little bit of a hiatus on bringing too many in. Don't get me wrong, we have been bringing them in, and that's, you know, some of the dogs that are here. But we haven't gone straight back to full capacity for that reason. And we also sort of emptied out a little bit for the fact is that usually this time of the year is when we see most of our dumpings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, TD is actually one of those. He was taken to the vets by his own owner and said to the vet that he found him as a stray. And then he went on holidays that same day. And sort of, you know, I expected a lot like that. I think in one day we might have had 3 in one day bring their own animals in. So I've just sort of tried to sort of keep things to a minimum at the moment. Plus it's also parvo season. So, you know, we've had many reports of people like, you know, can we surrender some puppies? You know, the last thing we want to do is bring puppies in our high danger season that could expose them to something like that. And, you know, as it was, we did get parvo here recently, and we struggled to find anyone that would help the dog. And yeah, so if we had puppies here, they would have been vulnerable. As much as you try and be careful with everything you do, you can't control flies and ants and all that other stuff going from one kennel to another.
And the lizards that we've got.
Oh yeah, we get those little tiny, are they called skinks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're always in and out of kennels, and like, oh, you're taking your life in your own hands when you go into kennels. But so we can't control that sort of thing. So what we have managed to do is get a lot of those dogs straight into rescues that we've networked. And, you know, last week I was networking for 2 border collies and a chihuahua to go to another rescue, save them coming in here. And so that's what we've been sort of doing. So we have still got the 3 greys, and they're just beautiful natured dogs. So our focus is now to find them homes, or even if any rescues want to take one or something like that, because there are quite a few dogs that are waiting to come in. I think our surrender list is over 1,100 and something now. And the next job in this coming week will be to contact those people to see from, I think it really starts back in January.
Yeah, January last year.
We're going to reach out to those people, see how they're going. Do they still have those animals? Do they still need help? And then we start to bring some more in. So we just sort of, you know, want to be fair and contact them first. So that will start happening. And then we've got some strays here that debatable whether or not they go home. So anyway, here's Sunday Singers with the guys. We've since had a couple more strays come in that aren't included, but I dare say they might be here for the next one.
So Dee, got Sunday singers.
We do.
What are we doing?
We've got some luncheon meat. So I'm going to make some luncheon meat, and I have got some corns on the side as well, but I'm thinking I might just go with the luncheon meat and tomato sauce and give that to them. So we still have our 3 greys, which is Kevin, Fred and Scooby. We've still got our little mini foxy called TD, and then we've got 2 strays in actually. One of them is not a very happy girl, but that's okay. She feels like she's in jail, so anyway. But
Maybe
yeah.
some sandwiches might help brighten the mood a little bit.
We'll
see. Probably not, but we'll see.
Did have to pull her in.
I mean, we've had worse, let's be honest.
We have had worse than her, but I can see something in her for me not to say, just be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you must have sensed that too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I asked you to come out and have a look, and instantly Tani runs to the big ones.
I do love squishing some big
she
heads.
loves the big ones, but I saw Tani hesitate as well, because out of the corner of my eye, I saw her lip licking.
Yeah.
I saw her lifting her, scrunching her face up, and she gave me the wild eye, and I thought,
Yeah.
Triple trifecta right there.
Yeah, to me it was more, I did see the lip thing,
Yeah.
but for me it was more the eyes, and she had very stiff body, but the tail was doing a non-relaxed wag, so.
Well, Don and I were over there. Come on, Don, you're too late. You're in bed scene.
hiding
But
behind
the
the
one
thing.
thing that even Don will say to you, that when Don said to me, is she growling? I said, yep. I said, this is why I said, don't turn your back on her. What was she doing? She was wagging her tail in front of me.
You can talk from behind the door.
She was wagging her tail.
Yeah.
And if people think a wagging tail is a happy tail,
Yeah.
not always.
Yeah, I really wish people would stop saying that, oh, their tail's wagging, they're friendly. That's not,
No.
it's not.
That's what in the video that I've got, I'm like, I don't trust your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because right now, you're giving me all the signs that she wants to attack, and no doubt she'll attack. What we have worked out is we've had her siblings here before, and they were aggressive as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame, because they're beautiful natured dogs in the right hands. And sometimes it can be just this environment that causes them to be like that. But it doesn't matter. They are here, and she'll get a sandwich. Like everybody else. We don't treat them any differently, whether or not they're friendly or not. Because half the time they're scared out of their wits to be here. And, you know, we've just got to show them that compassion. And quite often we're having to break down the barriers and saying that you can trust us. So a good way to do that is food.
Yes, it is. Well, I think I've even said before, like, even if my dogs who are friendly, when they've been in a kennel, like if I ever had to take them down to Erina with me when we were working down there, they were so stressed. And even my brute boy, who loves absolutely everybody, he was charging at the door and everything. Like, it just changes them so much being in this kind of environment.
Yeah, and people don't understand that when they put their animals into the pound system. Sometimes they're actually setting those animals up for fail, because their animal, they don't realise that their animal reacts differently in the environment. They just remember how they are at home and think, oh, they'll be fine. Sometimes this environment can change an animal, and it's not great. And you know, it's the owners that have caused it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they just want the animal gone, and they don't care what price it comes at. And I just find that is pretty sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
So we've got some singers. We'll get these done.
And we did also see a comment, I think it was last week, somebody wasn't understanding what we meant by sangers and they had to Google it and found out that it meant sandwich. It's the Aussie slang for sandwich. So just in case anybody else is wondering, Sunday sangers is Sunday sandwiches.
Yes.
So, in case we're confusing anybody.
Yeah. I do forget that we've got a lot of overseas followers and supporters. So, that's what it is. Sometimes with our slang, it's just so natural to us that we think everybody knows what it is. So we do apologise for those that don't.
Yeah, it did give me a chuckle though when I read that comment.
But you know what? It's great because sometimes I've had to Google things for overseas, like peanut butter and jelly. I'm like, ew, I don't like jelly. The only time I like jelly is a little bit in a trifle. So I was like, oh, why would you put jelly on a sandwich? Then I gathered it was jam.
Yeah.
But I had to Google it. Yeah.
Alright guys, well we're going to finish up the sandwich making and we'll see you guys out in the kennels. Who's this waiting?
This is TD. I think he's waiting for his sandwiches.
Who's this? Oh, really?
That is. Hello, TD.
Ooh, that's a bit of a winner, I think.
That's a winner.
Look at him, he's waiting back under. Hi, bud.
TD's been very hard to get to eat anything. He's been very fussy.
He's waiting patiently to eat. I think we might need to get Don to keep giving him that. That probably weighs more than you do, kid. Wonder how much.
Talk, eating.
Pretty much. We've got some impatient boys next to us. Love my little Freddy. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Fred. You ready?
You're not even trying to hide it anymore, are you?
No.
She ate some of it, mate.
You could barely even see what I ate.
He can see it. Look at him. He can see it. Oh. What is it, bud? I don't even know. Has he eaten it, Don? No? I think he's confused.
He's eating all the sauce.
Boy, Fred.
Oh, make sure you lift that floor up, bud.
You got it? Is it a bit hard to get up? There you go, bud. Good job.
You go.
Where's that? Where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Cut it.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Good boy. He's a yum. Yeah, he's a yum. I don't have any. You got to turn around. Good boy.
Yeah. Good boy.
Good job, Fred. Oh no, bud. He's a good. Good boy. Good boy. All right, bud. No, you gotta wait there. Gotta wait there. Good job.
That's good. All right.
Ooh.
Okay, you've had some.
You struggling getting it off the ground as well, bud?
Oh, okay.
I think we might need to go in there.
He's got it. Come on.
Good boy.
Wow,
Oh my
look at
goodness.
this scoop.
Mr. Impatient. He's
Heavy.
like, that was good.
Good Lord.
Clearly starving, aren't you, bud? Hmm? You've never been fed in your entire life.
Scoop. Scoop.
I mean, greyhounds aren't the brightest, but we
Hello?
still love them. Now we can smell the container with the, oh, there we go.
Woo. He's got tomato sauce on his head.
Oh my goodness.
Good boy.
Was that good? God, that didn't even touch the sides, bud.
No, it didn't.
Goodness me.
Oh,
back it up,
TD's
bud.
is all empty, John's
Oh
here.
my goodness. Back it up. I think that's the first time TD has finished his Sunday singers. Look at that. He's licked it clean.
He's usually a very hard one to get him to eat. So that
I can
is
see
really
your Fred.
good. Okay, Kevin. There you go. That first initial one until they get the taste.
Yeah, they're a bit unsure, aren't they?
Yeah.
What is it, bud? Is this over?
Yeah, take this one. I'll pick it up. Yeah, Kevin.
No, he's going for it.
Yeah, he's like, no, I got this. Oh, yeah.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Here you go, Kevin.
That's better, isn't it? Ooh.
Here you go.
Hey, bud. Hi, I don't have any.
There we go.
Good job, Kev. Yeah, clean up all your mess, bud. Look, you've still got sauce everywhere. Got sauce, you got margarine. Alright, buddy. Back it up. Nope. You gotta back it up so I can. No. Alright.
I did make 2 sandwiches for TD, but I did cut him up some meat because I'm. So I'll just put the nail on after. Okay. This is Lily.
Hi, Louie.
One of our strays.
Hi, handsome boy.
That's okay. Try that.
Ooh, these are pretty good. Oh, look at him eyeing it off.
No.
That his eyeballs just got so gigantic.
It's like, I'm coming out.
Good boy, bud. Oh, is that nice? Is that good?
Is that good?
Good job, buddy.
There we go.
Good boy. Good job.
All right. No. In you go. In you go. There's no one out there, please. Oh, thank you.
Oh, look at those eyeballs, though. We look so sad.
I just have to wipe my hands over for my
Oh, on, baby. You okay, bud? I know, it's a bit sad, isn't it? Oh, I can't get a good angle in there. Sorry, guys. Hi, handsome. You're okay, darling. Good job, thank you. Oh, excuse you. That was a good little burp, bud.
I just had to go wash my hands because obviously with strays, we don't want to contaminate. We don't know if he's harbouring anything, and I certainly don't want to touch the next dog as well. Those guys out there, they've been with us for a while. They're fully vaccinated. We know everything about them. We know where they've come from, what their history is. But when you're dealing with strays, you've just got to be so cautious. Hello.
Hello, sweetheart.
You want to have something to eat?
Hi, baby. Ooh.
It's okay. Yeah. Come on. Oh.
Smells pretty good, doesn't it, girl?
Come on.
I can see you drooling.
She's got the drawers for sure.
It's alright, darling.
We're just going to be overly cautious with her. One, she has been growling at us, and two, we have dealt with other dogs from the same litter, and they've all been quite aggressive. There we go.
Oh, good girl.
Is that good? You ate it, darling.
I have a feeling she's going to wait until we go to eat most of it.
I think so. That's why I sort of opened it up a little bit so that she can smell. Good girl.
Ooh, that's pretty good, isn't it, kid? There you go.
There you go.
Good girl.
That's good. Good girl.
Good job.
I'm just going to keep an eye on her teeth. Tomorrow we'll get in there and we'll start working with her. But it's always important for the first day just to let them decompress. Yeah. There you go, sweetheart.
Good girl.
You alright? Is that good? Any guesses of what breed she might be, guys? Usually,
It is hard to see through the cage, though.
it is, I suppose, if you try and get in there. As soon as I saw her, I knew exactly what breed. Neo Cross Mastiff. She's a big girl.
Not as big as what I would expect by Neo Mastiff crossed with Mastiff.
You usually see the boys a lot bigger though than the girls.
I'm surprised she's actually eating it while we're still here. Ooh, that's a nice little burp you just did there, girl.
There you go.
Good job.
Good girl. Enjoyed that? Did you enjoy that? Good girl. Good girl.
Good job.
You're all right. Anyway, that's Sunday Singers. So even though it's been a bit quiet, we have done some 4 adoptions this week. So we've done Chewy, Goose, Maisie, and Rubble. Now, if you were actually following us, you would have seen that Rubble came in as an unchecked stray with allegations that he had found his way into some lady's property. She'd noticed him about 10 o'clock at night, went to get him out, and he went to savagely attack her. So straight off, she did a stat deck with that. That is a death sentence to an animal. Now, looking at this dog, I thought, no, I don't buy it. Don't buy that BS at all. And so, of course, I went into detective mode. Now, detective mode proved that, yes, it was their dog. And there had been a split. And, of course, it was the ex-partner's dog that got left there. So his name was Trouble with them. And we thought, well, we're just setting up the dog because of, I went to look at a dog and it was called Trouble. And we also had a dog at the same time called Piss Off. I'd be thinking, why are they called that? And Wrecker.
Yeah, Wrecker.
We had 3, like all of them with all these names, and we thought, how are we going to get these dogs adopted? So what I tried to do, we changed Piss Off to Flint Off, Wrecker to Decker, and of course Trouble to Rubble. And so Rubble was our last one to go, and we're very happy and excited to say that he found a new home today. Now, we have been introducing him to other dogs, and yesterday he was playing with one of the greys, and it went really, really well. So then, we thought, let's get him out and do it again today. And today he was a little bit more wound up today, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and sort of, we knew that the people that wanted to come and look at him, they had children. And the guys are like, oh, he's really, he's acting a bit, I suppose, feral today, wasn't he?
He was a little bit.
Like the naughty child. And they said, oh, I don't know about this. And I said, you know what? I've got a gut feeling about this because I know that dog lived with somebody with a lot of kids. And a relative that's very close to them has a lot of kids. I said, let's let the meet and greet go forward. We're going to have staff there to check on it. And let's see how it goes. That dog was perfect with those children. He was calm. He didn't jump. He didn't do anything for them to be scared. Now, I think one of those children, she said, usually can be a little bit scared.
Yeah.
And he was not even scared whatsoever. And it's because, this dog grew up with kids. Now, it's hard for us because we don't have children at the facility. We have people that come here and act like children. But we don't have children. So, I said to her, look, I'm just going to be upfront. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you everything. And it's okay if you don't want to meet him. It's okay if you don't want to go ahead with the adoption. And, showed him everything. Nope, he was perfect for them. The last thing I said to them is, he's a very masculine sort of dog. He's a man's man type of dog. He's strong, he's built well, he's got a beautiful physique, he's muscly. And then there's the whining. It's quite embarrassing, to be honest, because when he sees another animal, says, we got me friends, and you think, what the hell? Like, dude, put some deep voice in there.
It's very high pitched.
It is so high pitched. You know how you see those videos on Facebook, and I was showing Tani today where dogs are going in for an injection and they're screaming vet clinics down or they're having their nails done. That's Rubble when he sees another dog. So I said to her,
Or even another animal.
So I said to her, look, let's take him over to the kennel because I want to show you, even though you don't have any other animals and you intend to walk him, I want to show you what I mean, because I can say it, but you need to experience it. I said you need earmuffs. So anyway, walk him out. He spots Russell, our rooster. The lady's sitting there, she's like, that is so adorable. I'm like, hey,
the kids have fingers in their ears to
They're
try and
like
block
this.
the sound.
And they're like, we're still wanting.
Yeah, she was just giggling.
You're just like, you're such an embarrassment, child. But catching, adopted. And so we couldn't be more happier because, you know, we know the backstory to this dog. We know how he lived. We knew what he experienced. And he went from living in the dirt, being chained up outside watching the kids play, to being fed through a window because, you know, she didn't feel comfortable with him. You know, went through all that, you know, and he went to a home where he was allowed inside. And I think Pete said it took him about 2 days to settle in. I mean, he completely destroyed Pete's door jamb because he'd never been in a house. He didn't understand. And Pete's got cameras in his property, so he can monitor, he can talk through the camera and everything like that. And it literally took that little boy 2 days to realise that if somebody walked through that door, they were coming back through that door. And, you know, and he got to sleep on a lounge. And in the end, he even decided that the dining room chairs, he was allowed up on the dining room chairs. Pete sent me a picture of him at the kitchen table on 2 chairs, sprawled out, you know, and he never wrecked anything again. Pete actually fixed the door jamb and everything, and he was marking inside at first, doesn't now, takes himself out. It was just 2 days that Pete thought, wow, this is going to be my hardest dog. And Pete said to me today, he said, he's probably turned out to be my easiest. And he said, it's probably going to be the one that really, I'm going to miss him the most. He's been the most easiest dog, Dee. And Pete always takes them to Bunnings. And the girls even over at Bunnings have him trained as well. So one lady gives him cheese. So he walks straight over to her and then he sits like, cheese? One day she didn't even have any cheese. Pete had to grab some chicken out to give her some chicken to give to her because he just automatically...
Typical Staffy.
Yeah, yeah. And would have his little puppuccinos and stuff like that. So, you know, it's amazing how it's so easy to write animals off for behaviours and mannerisms, and yet you do a couple of days, and he's been with Pete 5 days, totally different dog. And even that lady today with that screaming, I was thinking, this is the moment she says, we might have a think about that. No, that's adorable as all the kids are sitting there like that, you know. It just shows that there are a lot of good people out there that understand that not every animal is going to be exactly the same, and they've all got quirks, they've all got behaviour issues, they've all got something that makes them unique. And there are a lot of people that value those uniqueness. I mean, I've got some unique animals, and that's just my animal. I accept it for who they are and what they are. And so we're really excited about our adoptions this week. No excitement. Good boys, hey? You're doing well. The Perry is. Might have to get him some water, Pete.
Alright, Dee, we haven't done it for a little while, but it's our happy, sad, frustrating
sign off type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My brain stopped working partway through saying that. We might start off with frustrating. We've got some frustrating stuff.
Oh, look, I do have a frustrating. So Christmas Day, I was contacted by some people on the Central Coast and said, look, there's been a dog in an industrial estate for 2 days and it's really scared, and multiple people had tried to go and help this poor dog, and I've got photos of it on social media. And you know, they've put food and water out and it's not eating or drinking, and you know, they'd rang the council. The council said, look, contact the pound operator. The pound operator said contact the RSPCA. RSPCA said contact the police. And everyone was going round and round in circles, and you know, and it was hot. It was hot days then, and one of the ladies rang me and she said, look, I'm so worried, Dee. I don't think this dog's going to survive. It's not eating, it's not drinking. What can we do? She said, can you help me? And so the Central Coast is about an hour and a half away for me, and it was Christmas Day, and we worked all the way through Christmas because, you know, we're a pound. We've got to be here for the animals. So I said to her, look, as soon as I close the pound, I'll come down and I'll catch pole before I go out for Christmas tea with the family. So I went down and I ended up trying to sort of get near the dog, and yeah, he made it very well known that don't mess with me. And so I did take my poles down because I was concerned that he might be like that with everybody else trying to get hold of him and then having to leave him because of the aggression. And so I ended up poling him, and I got him over to the pound down there and put him into the night kennels and put up a warning and everything like that. And I thought, look, I'll go and try and find the owner so that they're not driving around on Christmas Day looking for their dog. And I think the one thing that I noticed that straight off was there was no way this dog could have got out of the yard, you know. And I thought, oh, phone number was disconnected. I thought, oh, this is frustrating, you know. How are you supposed to contact somebody about their animal? I get gut feelings all the time, and I thought, you know what? I wonder if this dog is being dumped because it can't get out of that yard. And if it had gotten out, why hadn't anybody been looking for it? You know, why? Because I sat there and went through all the posts looking to see if I could find the owner, looking for the dog. And anyway, so got it in there, left a note, warning the pound staff to use caution, which ultimately that I think you found out that they did have to use caution. He was a bit difficult trying to come out. And the next thing, we got a phone call from a vet as well, asking whether or not we could take a surrender from the Central Coast. Lo and behold, it is the same dog that I catch-poled. Tanya, I didn't speak to them. You didn't you?
Yeah.
And what did they say to you? Like, he was great with the vet. He was taken to a vet?
Yes, and because he was a happy, healthy young pup, they didn't want to do anything. They weren't going to euthanize him.
Which is great. There are vets that are not going to write off healthy, happy dogs. Now, the dog I dealt with wasn't happy, and the dog that the other pound dealt with. But it does come back to what I say all the time about the environments.
We literally just said it in the Sunday Singers.
We did. And that is exactly what happened, because when they got to that vet clinic to euthanize the dog, he was a different dog with the vets. And so they weren't prepared to do it.
Yeah. And they were, just reaching out because they'd been told with, I think they contacted one of the pounds on the coast, and they said, sorry, we've got a really long waiting list for surrenders. And she was surprised that when I said that ours was like 12 to 18 months as well at the moment. She was quite shocked. She's like, well, what do they do? It's like, well, unfortunately, other than rehoming privately or keep on trying rescues, there's not much that can be done at the moment. So
yeah, everybody expects that we can click our fingers and make things happen. We can't. There's such a crisis out there, and you know, there's no easy answer. You know, sometimes you've just got to work through your problems. And if they have been aggressive, if they're, you know, if they have attacked your child or, you know, yourself and stuff like that, sometimes you've got to do the hard yards and make some decisions. You can't put other people at danger either. I don't know what the reason was. I don't think they told us that.
Mm-mm.
But my frustrating was, you know, I really felt like, okay, I'm going to help this animal because it's scared. And one of the things that I did actually say, and I came back here and sent them an email and said, look, this is what I found out. Here's all the details. I don't think he's a bad dog. I think it's situation. You know, I think he's very scared and shut down. I don't think he's a dangerous dog at all. Well, that actually proved to be correct as well because the vet saw that side, and which is what I believed he would be like. And I really felt very sad that going down trying to help him, I don't know what his outcome was. I just know that I feel sad wondering, and I'm probably never going to know. So that's my frustrating, that tried to help an animal and I don't think I did.
Yeah, that sucks. All right, dear, we just heard your frustrating. What was your sad?
My sad is one that I'm trying not to think about. So I'm going to try not cry because it did break me. They all break me, but this one. So we had a dog come in and he was found on the outskirts of town, brought in, and immediately we started to see some signs of diarrhea. And diarrhea can be a stress factor as well. So you don't automatically go to, oh God, it's parvo, but you take the precautions. You treat every animal as if they've got parvo. You saw that with Sunday Singers. I touch one stray, went and washed my hands before I go to do the next one. You know, you take all precautions. By day 2, we started to see some bleeding and we ran some parvo tests. He had parvo. Now, I tracked that animal down. I was down seeing my doctor when Tani rang me to say that he'd come in and it was chipped to the Central Coast. Well, my doctors are down on the Central Coast. All my cancer doctors are down on the coast. So I just stay with them. They've been marvellous for me. And so while Tani contacted me, she sent all the information through. I thought, oh, I'll chase this. I chased that dog from one owner. He was tied to a council pound down on the coast on the 29th of November, tied to the fence. They came and found him tied to the fence, and his owner had done it. The owner was 17 years old. People give their animals away and they don't do any due diligence, and this dog was given away to a 17-year-old who then couldn't ultimately keep him. So she tied him to a fence. So then he was gotten out of the pound and he was rehomed on Facebook, I think it was. Gumtree, sorry. I think it was Gumtree. So then everything that they told that person the dog was not how it was. And that dog attacked their cats. So then they rehomed the dog to the final person. And I tracked this dog from 17-year-old to the person that got it out of the pound because they were 18, to the person who took it that was the owner of the cats, to who they rehomed to out the back of Cessnock.
And he was only 8 months as well.
He was 8 months old. He was beautiful. He was a Labrador
gorgeous.
cross Sharpei.
He was gorgeous.
Master J. It was Christmas Eve. And we started ringing everywhere. I begged RSPCA to help me. I rang vets. Everyone was full or closed or chock-a-block. That's the situation. Everyone kept referring me back to the emergency centre. Nobody could help me. Nobody had capacity to help this dog. And he was deteriorating in front of our eyes. We got him to a vet, and the vet had to make a judgment call because he was deteriorating. I rang the lady that found him and I said, look, I just need you to know that the dog that you picked up in your car has parvo. If you've got other animals at home, I need you to decontaminate. She said, I have a cat. Does that mean that my cat's at risk? And I said, no, not really. It's more of a dog thing. That she said, oh my God, I went to my friend's place. And so she then had to make a phone call to her friends because she hadn't had time to decontaminate her car. She didn't have any reason to need to decontaminate the car, really. And so it was like a flow-on effect anyway. And I was trying to keep it together because, you know, it was a horrible situation and I felt so guilty that I couldn't move heaven and earth to try and help this dog, because every animal deserves a chance. And the lady told me that, I asked her exactly, where did you find the dog? And she told me that he was outside of an entrance to an old pit. And she said, you know, we get a lot of wild dogs out here. And she said, they're on a mission. She said, when they cross the road, they know where they're going. They know, they're very savvy with traffic. She said he just sat there like he was confused. Like he was waiting. And that broke. That was it for me. Like 8 months old, and he just, was he dumped? Was he? And nobody would help him. I told you, I'm a strong person and I don't mind crying for them. But I actually felt like quitting. I just couldn't do it anymore. I just failed that animal. I sat there and I watched him take his last breath and I felt useless. I felt like I'd failed that dog. So that is my sad. I was so broken. I couldn't talk to anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just felt like, in my head, I just see him sitting there waiting for his owner to come back. I don't know if they took him out there. I don't know. I'll never know. But when that lady told me he looked scared and confused, that's the moment I thought, I've always tried to have respect for people and I always try to be understanding for people. But at that moment I thought, I'm done. No. So that's my sad moment. I've cried buckets of tears over that dog and I felt like I wasn't good enough to save him. First, I've always managed to pull a rabbit out of a hat. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. That's it for me.
All right. We're both just going to need a minute, guys. Okay. Well, that was a rough one. We need something happy to perk us back up again.
Yeah, I just said to Tani's like, do you need a drink of water, Dee? And I said, no, I got my coffee. And you're always picking on me, aren't you?
Yeah, because you never drink water. You only ever drink coffee. I'm like, it's just thickening up your blood. It's not. That's why you're tired. Your blood's struggling to get pumped around.
Yeah. I had to go for blood tests and they couldn't get all the blood out. Tani's, that's because your blood's made of coffee. You need to drink more water so they can get some blood out. And I said, they got it the second time around. But
She comes back looking like a junkie with band-aids and bruises on both arms.
I have multiple stuff, but I've got some problems going on. So at the moment, multiple tried getting blood out of me and couldn't. But one of the things that I try and do, even though this job can be heartbreaking and sad, and it is rewarding, and I try to focus in on those, and sometimes the hard ones will pull me down really hard because I feel there's a lot of injustice in this world. And I even have things like positivity books, and life is too short, be happy, and I've got this. Sometimes it's what I need to, when I'm having those rough moments, and I look at it and I feel like I have to walk away. I look at those things and think, yeah, I can do this. I can get through this because I've got good staff. I've got a wonderful partner who understands what I'm going through. It's hard for people on the other side that don't know how bad it can be. People in the industry, they do. It's an industry that people walk out of a lot because it is a lot. And when things get so bad, everyone has breaking points, but then I try and remember the positivity ones. And so my happy one that I'm going to end on was a little girl called Oreo. And I talked about her, I think, last week, didn't I? That, her owner, I knew he didn't want her. So, forget that he signed the euthanasia, ticked the euthanasia box. I'm like, not happening. And I reached out to another rescue, and we've got some really, really beautiful rescue partnerships, and I value them very much because each of those people that we've aligned ourselves with or transfer animals between, I know they're going to get everything they need and they're going to be well looked after, and and I trust them wholeheartedly. And I got a text from one of them, and Tani will send you a picture, we'll show the picture, and little Oreo, I got a message to say, I'll find it, I should have had it already. Hey Dee, your little Oreo girl has been adopted by a lovely couple who have adopted from us before. She even cooks for her dogs. And I got a photo through, which Tani will share. And I said, oh my God, that's amazing news. Thank you so much. I said, the sad thing about it is he never called to see whether or not we followed through with the euthanasia request. And I said to her, I'm so grateful to you. And, that's what it's all about. So, yeah, I lost one last week, but I saved one. And I hope to God I saved the other one as well, my frustrating one. But you know what? That little 10-year-old girl is getting her do-over again. And so, my hard days, nearly break us. But then Don said to me, if you walk away, Dee, who's going to fight for them? Who's going to be their voice? And Don knows I've got a big voice. She tells me all the time to shut up. But, I got this. And I'm going to stay this. So thank you so much for all of you guys for tuning in and sticking with us. Sharing our sad times, our happy times, and our frustrating times. But it makes it so much better knowing that we've got you guys behind us as well. And you know, I don't want to be that type of person that doesn't tell you what's going on, because how would you know? You know, I remember there was recently, a while ago, some lady said that she drives past and, you know, she wouldn't mind looking in our bins because, you know, are they filled with bodies or something like that? And people are like, are you serious? You know, but people wonder, you know. And one lady wrote, mate, my garbage bins are always full and I don't have the volume they do. But it just shows that people do wonder. And so we're always being transparent about things, and it, you know, we are transparent with the good, the bad and the sad. So anyway, that's the week it was, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye guys.
See ya.